everybody. I'm going to do a reading which is a suggestion today, which is what, I can't read my own writing, what would your person do if you contacted them? I was just on my way around to do readings and I noticed it coming up. If you have given me suggestions before and I haven't done them, just write them down again. The reason I haven't done them is not through not wanting to do them. A lot of the time it depends on what I've got next to me, whether I've got a pen when I'm looking. Anyway, let's get going. You have got 3 choices. I'm going to try and be not bluntly honest, but kindly honest with these readings. So the fact that it feels, different alternatives feel right. I always go for the positive viewpoint because I think, imagine if we lived our lives with that sort of mindset, how much more we'd get out of it. But there's always the chance that not everybody, every situation, everybody else is thinking the same as you. So you've got to be able to weigh up things even if you don't act from it. If you know what I mean. I'm not sure I do. But you have got 3 choices. Sunshine for number 1, the red flower and the blue background for number 2, and the yellow flower and the pink background for number 3. So if you want to take your choice, and then we'll just get going.
La música de Harry Fraud.
Okay, pile number 1. I was about to put more cards out, but this is quite straightforward to me. Hopefully it'll be as I go through it. I never know. But to me, this feels like somebody who naturally functions from a place of anxiety slightly, with quickness of thought. I do know what that means. It's a bit like a ADHD type personality who is maybe bright, very bright and very quick thinking, very articulate, very good with lots of different concepts and able to deliver them in a way that may not make sense to others, but there's something quite advanced about the way that their mind functions, and that may actually cause them to be quite anxious in some way because they're always like looking ahead and wondering, and it's like nervous here because you've got the 7 of Cups and the Fool card here. So I'm getting this feeling that your person is interested, but also not sure whether it's them overthinking, or did they really mean that, or are they really attracted to me, and is my mind taking this whole relationship in a journey that hasn't really started, if you know what I mean here. Do I say that a lot, don't I? If you know what I mean. I think I'm just trying to be clear. So that to me feels like nervous anxiety, but somebody who functions very well in the outside world with covering it up. Somebody who probably makes people laugh. I'm trying to think of people that think really quick. Somebody that uses their mind in their job a lot. Not every job does. Bright. Yeah, bright, funny, slightly wild, slightly impetuous, a bit of a risk taker, somebody that may be interested in those sort of extreme sports type character. I bet some of you are thinking about somebody who, I'm not going to be rude, but is a complete opposite to that. But that is the feeling I've got because these are at the back, the 7 of Cups and the Fool card here. Now, at the beginning of the pile, and these 2 cards normally shove themselves in like a backdrop into the rest of the spread for me. And I thought before I do this that this is going to be you and where you're coming from, or it doesn't have to be you, but mainly you, and how you're going to approach the situation. You've got the Hermit and the Daughter of Pentacles, which is very Virgo to me. And when I think of Virgos, and I was saying, and everybody's really, really carrying me, and thank you very much for that, when I was talking about Capricorns and how unfamiliar I am with the energy, even though both my parents were Capricorn. Earth energy to me is something I don't have a lot of people around me with it. I've worked with people, but I don't know, I just haven't. So the people that I do know, the Hermit and the Daughter of Pentacles with Virgo energy, are solid, considerate, not full of flights of fancy, your person is wanting things to really work, not really somebody who becomes too obsessional or somebody who runs off and looks at astrology charts for nights on end when they find somebody really interesting. Somebody who thinks about what you share and how you can make it work and what interests the other person. And it's very solid thought. It's very, very solid attraction with earth signs. They want to talk. This is the type of energy that fantasizes and makes the other person something that they're not. This is you, and this is a type of energy that just wants to relate, to talk, to sit, to learn more about the person, to understand the person, and to see what you can actually do together. What time you can share together. Are interested in your family and your job and why you're in your job, and that is you. So that is two different types of energy coming at me. And you've got the Justice card in the centre, which I guess is trying to balance those energies, I guess, here with the Six of Swords, with some sort of healing done. And when we meet people, and relationships is probably why I'm so interested in personal relationships, because we learn so much about ourselves. They're like really intense lessons on how to behave in what I guess is an illusionary world in some way. What is coming out of us? What are we projecting? How do we see other people? And with the Six of Swords here, and you two coming across as being slightly different, it's almost like you're meeting some sort of middle ground where this person is smoothed out by your energy and you're taken into a different world with their energy. So I don't know if I've got your energies right, but that is the message I'm getting from this. Then it turns into what I guess is, this has got to relate to your person, that if you reached out to them, where this would take them is back into their own energy, the Seven of Cups and the Fool card here. So you're meeting them, showing an alternative. You're actually going up to them, picking up the phone, or speaking to them face to face and saying, do you fancy doing something? Should we get together? It's been a long time, that type of conversation. Then you've got the Seven of Swords and the Devil card here. Now, as I was saying earlier, that's got to relate to their energy. That sort of fantasy island, very excited energy is coming back here. The Seven of Swords, it's like something, to me, because it's mental and what we've talked about already, it's like something slipping into their mind, almost unseen, that they would rather keep away. And then it turns into the Devil card here. So I think your person may be nervous, or maybe this is the type of energy, if you're coming across as that you won't know where this person is coming from, because they are saying things that you haven't thought about, slightly anxious about things, or where you should meet, or their mind's running away with them. And it has a lot to do with, I guess, a highly tuned nervous system, too highly tuned, and probably finding you attractive. And that combination may come out slightly odd to you if you've got this energy here. Right, so you've got the Magician card here, so you're lovely. A Magician card with this Hermit card and this Daughter of Pentacles is somebody who's thought a lot about what they want and looking at it from a very much well, I'm here in this world, I've got limited time left. We all got limited time left. We're dying. This always sounds awful, but we're dying every day. I always think, oh my gosh, when you say that sounds awful. What am I going to do about it? I don't want to leave this situation, half finished. It's probably how you would look at this with this energy here. And the Magician card is your thoughts have already started. They're turning into what I guess is what's my next action. And then your next action is going to bring, I guess, the result of some sort of reunion, I think, from this. Your person's gone straight into the Father of Wands with the Devil card here. So this is somebody who's got high and excited and interested, and it's all guns blazing again. And then the Temperance card and the Hermit card, once again, are through insight and looking back at the relationship and understanding the connection between the pair of you. You're both trying to find a balance. possibly where you can understand your person's energy, and I guess your person can somehow be your energy in some way, somehow find a way to function in the world that isn't always projecting their mind forward or reacting in some sort of heightened emotion, which is here and possibly here and wanted. And you're probably feeling more alive by having contact with this person, especially if they are the Father of Wands type character. And this person has got, we're all so fantastically beautiful in our own ways. And I always think when I'm talking about, when I look at astrology and then you read tarot cards, which is very much like the bones of God, but it's a very raw symbolism in how we experience ourselves and experience life. And astrology very much is how that energy is pulled together in not just situations but in people. And the Father of Wands here has got that energy going through them in a much more volatile state, which is incredibly attractive to some people, not to others. But with regards to sexuality, it's got somebody who is full of it, full of life, and life is sexual energy. So this is attractive. But it's like meeting with a Justice card and Temperance, it's meeting on some sort of like level footing or whatever the words are. Okay, you have got at the end the Father of Pentacles, which is a lovely card to have without me having to explain it all from what we've just discussed, where this person measures up. I'll say that again without speeding it. Measures up. This person comes across as being able to cope with their own personality, being excited with what's on offer and meeting you on some sort of level that you would understand. Basically, yes, that sounds good. And this sort of energy is I will turn up drunk energy. The Devil card and the Fool card here, and the Seven of Swords, Seven of Cups, and even the Father of Wands there is somebody, if you were going to meet in the evening, would turn up, drunk, because they get themselves into a state. But you have got the Father of Wands here. Maybe slightly selfish in some way. And the Fool card here, and I can say this because I've got quite a bit of Aquarius in me, is the selfish. Aquarius can be very self-centered, and if you put that with fire, can be as well. And once again, I'm sticking up for myself. It's difficult to judge because we need time, periods in our life where we have to focus on ourselves, normally when we're younger, to know basically who we are, what we like, what we don't want. But as we get older, I feel that we should be giving back a little bit more. Sometimes. Anyway, what I'm going to say here, what would your person do if you contacted them? So to translate this to English, actual events would be, this person's looking for balance. This person needs to balance themselves out to be able to function with you in a way that makes sense to you. You're there offering something that feels very genuine. They have to quiet their mind and stop their mind from jumping forward. Your person may be used to either taking the lead or spending a lot of time on their own or doing what they want, especially if they're older. They may have that sort of energy that is used to doing what they want. So is it time that they decided to meet somebody halfway with this card? Yes, the answer is to that. And with the Father of Pentacles, this person just levels up and says to you, yeah, let's do it. To me, that is matching your energy at the end through this journey here, which you've got the Seven of Swords showing the journey, Six of Swords, showing the journey. So to me, this feels positive and it feels like you find some sort of common ground. So I'm going to leave you with that. I feel that they would be happy to speak to you, be happy to, and it would be a conversation that you both got off the phone or you both got off wherever you met, and it was like, yeah, I understood where you were coming from, and your person feels like they were pleased themselves, that they didn't make a mess of it, and you're like, okay, that makes sense to me. I can see myself moving forward. So this is a positive spread. If any of that felt right to you, I'm not going to ask you to, to do what you want to do, but if you can use your, if you can meet me halfway and see what made sense to you and then use your not to mean this in a rude way, but your common sense to see whether it feels right, then that may be your way forward. Okay, pile number 1, I'm going to leave you there. Thank you very much. Bye. Okay, it's a very simple spread. I'm putting less cards out because to me it's easier to, obviously, I think most tarot readers feel the same. It's easier to read with less cards, out. The back of the pack, you've got the Ace of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. My thoughts when I put these out were, I've totally forgotten now, Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. I don't remember what my first thoughts were, but has this person moved away from you through a job or through something, following a dream that possibly they feel that if they didn't do it now they would miss out, because that has that feeling there. Maybe they've left you to study or to work abroad or moved away from you for following something that they feel that they needed. It were my thoughts there. There is also a feeling here, I can't remember why, that you could have possibly had an argument at some state or some disagreement. The 7 of Cups here is on, is like wishy-washy. So trying to hold on to things that aren't really there or getting the wrong idea. It's very Neptunian. Neptune-Venus is a fantastic... Neptune-Venus is always on somebody's tightrope or timeline in some way. Did I swear then? Did I say bloody in the middle of that? I don't know if I did. It's when we fall madly, madly in love with some person or some situation, and it feels like everything you possibly could have dreamed up. Is that the word, dreamt up? It's like time speeds up and then it stops. Let's just say you've got a desire, and then in reality, this desire almost comes at you like... those sort of like snowstorms when you're totally blinded by it, and it's all in your face and it feels fantastic, and then it's like somebody cuts it off at the end and all this like cool air comes in and there's no more of these images towards you, and it feels quite harsh because you're enjoying what I guess is this reality bombarding you that feels like it's everything you dreamt of all at once. The 7 of the Neptune feeling then leaves you bereft in some way. So I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe this person moved away when you'd both it was beginning to rev up into some sort of excitement or some sort of dream fulfillment, and then you've got the Mother of Swords here and the Son of Swords as well as you're moving forward. So in comes the clarity, in comes a slicing feeling of this is reality. And I'm wondering with these cards here and the Judgment at the bottom, no, it can't be. No, I've got the Judgment at the bottom and I'm thinking, isn't an argument. I think there's clarity there without doubt. Something was said, and it often just takes just talking to a person that you've projected your Neptunian energy onto to cut you out of fantasy island land. It's like, okay, they're human. And that, that's all. And because you've got the Lovers at the top, I was going to say, is it negative? Have you argued? I still don't know. But with the Lovers there, and I often link these two cards together, it feels a bit like meeting somebody who you feel is the one. The Judgment card is like one lifetime to the next. The Lovers card is like meeting that person you feel possibly could have been in your past lifetimes, or you would definitely like to be in your next lifetimes. And then for some reason, there's a feeling here. It's incredibly nice, but I don't know what these are. Let me keep going. The 9 of Cups and the Judgment card together push me into the rest of the spread. The 9 of Cups is like wish come true. And with the Lovers at the top here, consciously and subconsciously, the Judgment card, that is that feeling of meeting somebody who is otherworldly and takes the rug from under your feet in this lifetime. This is clarified in some way that can feel almost, as I said earlier, as if that snowstorm stops. It's difficult to say. And reality hits you in the face. So there's possibilities here that you possibly could have found out some circumstance that didn't quite fulfill the dream. Were they... did you meet them on a night where they were just going back to, you know, their home, or do they have children and you never wanted children? I don't know what, but there's something here that breaks the dream, not in a bad way, but just in, well, this is reality. Something very mundane. That you didn't feel that you were part of, or you didn't feel was, there was a feeling here, something very mundane. I'm thinking, did you discover something about their job and you thought, well, actually, I don't really fancy somebody who does that job, which I know is very particular and silly, but those were my first thoughts and feeling shut out. I don't know what type of job you would possibly find, or there's something in their life that you can't identify with, I guess, here that you found out. Whether it's a relationship commitment, whether it's a job, whether it's a viewpoint. And, you know, when we project that Neptune onto somebody, anything can bring us down to earth with a bump. Oh, well, you're not that magic knight in shining armour, or what's a female knight called? Knightess in shining armour. But still, love prevails here. You've got the Ace of Cups for you down here. You've got two aces. You've got an ace at the back as well. You've got the Lovers. You've got the Judgment. This is a big pile for finding somebody who floats your boat. Now, if you contacted them, to me, what I'm getting from this is I'm going to say a need for grounding initially, but I feel that that's already been done. So there's some way possibly you have to make peace with what is actually reality and what's actual fantasy here. They're coming across as the Son of Wands. So just a thought here that something that may have been discussed that made you feel like, oh, I don't know whether you are that person, that could have made you pull back or there's some distance. Could it be to do with past relationships? If you've got this idealistic view and then this person's talking about sleeping, you know, oh yeah, I slept with your best friend. It was like 10 years ago. There's nothing that's going to wilt your flower as much as something like that, possibly. Or you're very much a lobster here, which apparently isn't true, that lobsters just have one mate. My daughter was telling me, but the Judgment card down here is like from one lifetime to the next. You just found out that this person likes lots of different partners and you're like, well, hold on, that doesn't fit right with me. But, so why are you asking for this, you know, reading, or why are you watching this really underneath the surface? You've got these two cards here, the Sun and the Nine of Cups. Is that my dog is talking? Is a feeling of openness and experience. The Sun and the Nine of Cups are like two people that a conversation just takes off and you're discussing things and you identify with lots of things that are very similar, and you have got the two Swords cards there. So that to me is communicating. In the past you've got on really well and you've seen eye to eye. You almost expect to have the Two of Cups in this, and you've left a situation feeling good. So I don't feel, as I thought initially, this was an argument. This feels like somebody you've met and experienced them and felt, that's my person, big time, that's my person. And I wonder if this actually is going both ways. The Ace of Pentacles, you're coming across as the Ace of Cups here. To have the Ace of Pentacles here with the Ten of Cups is once again all moving and singing and dancing of the Ten of Cups. This is my person from both of you. The Strength card at the end is positive. The whole spread's positive, to be honest. The Strength card at the end is a kindness and a sincerity and an honesty and, very much a Son of Wands who is experiencing their fire energy in the most dignified way, in that way that they know how to light themselves up, to light other people up, to light life, but not so much in an ego. I was looking at this word yesterday, egoism, egotistical way. Yeah, egotistical way. They're not so egotistical. They do it in a way that allows them to shine, allows them to, the energy to go through them and to give out to people rather than go through them and run roughshod over people. So this feels nice, this feels warm, it feels open, it feels like an embrace in some way. I I don't want to lead you down some merry track where you put yourself out there and it burns, but all I can do is read the cards as they are, and you've got to meet me halfway. What would they do if you contacted them? I think they would meet you with warmth. I think they would, that the conversation would probably flow again as it did initially. I think that if there were any differences, then that probably would be left behind, because this feeling of connection is bigger than the differences, I would say, because these are major arcana. And it feels with the 2 aces here and the 10 of cups behind that this would move forward in a way that gave it space to grow, with the strength card at the end, space to flourish. It's like somebody who's excited to see you, who recognises why you're attracted to each other in the first place. And that is an unusual feeling, and I've experienced that with like a 30-year gap. When you meet somebody who you were attracted to when you were young, and you get yourself into a place where, okay, can't speak to them maybe, or something like that, then you meet and you realise, yeah, I knew there was something between the pair of us. And it doesn't have to be attraction, it's just energy that's very similar a lot of the time. And this is what this feels like here. So I feel it'd be positive if you reached out and contacted them. And I feel you should just be laid back and be yourself, because that's what attracted you in the first place. And be able to ask them how they are and discuss things rather than just come up with a plan of action. And the strength card here is met with fun and warmth, playfulness and kindness, I would say, there with the strength. So positive reading there. Yeah, and it's got a very strong feeling of what you both have recorded in your memories as an extremely important meeting in your lives in the past. And so happiness, I assume, with moving forward, or the thought of being able to. Right, pile number 2. I'm going to leave you there. Thank you very much for spending time with me. Bye. Okay, pile number 3. I can't remember whether I've just moved that or not. If you are the pink and yellow flower, I'm really sorry. I can't remember which one was next. You are pile number 3 though. I can put the other flower next to it so you can see it, but that would look silly. Let's just go into, is it a good idea to reach out, to contact them, and what would happen? How would they respond? There's a feeling here of obviously a history, a repetitive history, and I don't know whether that has got something to do with breakups, coming back together again, because under the bottom of the pile you've got the Son of Wands and the Death card. The Son of Wands is somebody who's not afraid of a fight, who's somebody who says what they're thinking and acts with intent, I guess, here. And the Death card is like beginning and endings, or passion and endings, or one night stands and endings, or sex and moving away. And you've got the 3 of Cups down here, sorry, the 6 of Cups down here for you, which is speaking of a history. So I don't know if this is like an old lover. It doesn't have to be old, but just somebody you've had some love with. That's what I'm getting from that. You've got here at the side here the 2 of Pentacles and the Daughter of Pentacles. The Daughter of Pentacles was in a similar situation. These 2 cards I normally feed into the rest of the pile to see where the backdrop is. What's your history with these cards, I suppose, as well. So the Daughter of Pentacles down here is somebody who is, if this is quite volatile or quite, I'm going to say in-out sort of feeling here, but with attachment here, this is possibly the way that you have tried to organize it in your head. It's like this again speaks of on-off energy, the 2 of Pentacles. It doesn't have to be sexual energy. It could be somebody who's introduced into your life and then disappears and then comes back again and disappears. And you've tried to, with the Daughter of Pentacles, to be very stoic about the whole thing, to be very sort of, well, that's life, that's what happens, and I can cope with it. So measured, I would guess here. These Oh, these are sweet. You've got the Nine of Cups and the Strength card crossing these, and just sort of giving this sort of stoic feeling from a situation that is here and then there and here and then not. This is like two people that see each other and are really happy, and then they're gone. This has got the feeling of, I can't even think of a film that has, it's like somebody that waits around for somebody on the street and they know they're in the same place every morning, and when they see them then their little hearts leap and they smile at each other and it just feels nice. And you can relate that to something really sordid, I suppose. But let's just say this energy was, it could be a work situation as well. Because of the pentacle energy here, and then the thought of being in and out. So somebody you work with, you're perhaps not there anymore, or that person's not there anymore. And there's a connection. Perhaps you work together. Perhaps you study together. I've changed from the sordid interpretation that I'm not going into there. Right, now you've got the Ace of Pentacles here, which is a good, these three are like moving into you answering your question almost. The Ace of Pentacles is okay, all moving, it's the beginning, it's got time to unravel, and this is very much pentacle energy. I don't mind if this starts slowly as long as it keeps moving type of feeling here. But you've got the Seven of Wands here, and with the picture in particular, it's like, I feel that this person, I'm going to be really, really honest, feels a little fear. And I don't know why, with regards to a suggestion from you, or a contact from you. It's like opening up a door slightly and peeking their head out to think, can I do this? Or will I get caught in some way? And I don't mean like caught as in another relationship, but it could be anything. It could be somebody who's decided that they don't want to be in a relationship, and then somebody contacts them and they're like, okay, is this what I need at this particular time in my life? Or somebody that's in a mindset to, there's some change in their life, or they're going travelling with the Son of Wands and the Death card there, or they basically got themselves into a position where they are being less lovey, less sentimental, and more movement. So why have they got the Hangman there? Another thought here with the Hangman. This is like a stubborn thought here of somebody who's thought about the situation, what has gone on between you in the past, and almost decided that it could be difficult to start off again or to get this relationship moving. Maybe slightly selfish. That energy that I was picking up with regards to the Son of Wands and the Death of being movement and change. This person could be very interested in their needs and their wants and their desires and what they're doing in life and what suits them. And the Seven of Wands here could be a beginning that they'd like, but may take them away from themselves in some way, where they want to be. Whether they're young and they're just experiencing, or whether they're older and a little bit stuck in their ways, I don't know. But this is slightly feeling as if your person is stuck in their ways, which is quite selfish. Because you've got the Two of Pentacles here and the Ten of Pentacles. And that, to me, these two cards together give a underlay. I like to say that with my bad Mexican accent. Nobody in Mexico speaks like that, do they? But and I'm always thinking of carpet when I say it. But the Ten of Pentacles, I'm going to say it again, is a feeling of family and commitment and a journey from there to there. And experiencing clips of that or bits of that with you, of knowing that it could end up in more commitment, or this feels like somebody who goes up Everest or something, or goes away on their own doing things, and it's like curiosity and a adventurous nature here. And there's like an attachment between the pair of you, but you've got the Death card twice. I feel this person's difficult to get out of not a rut, but a mindset, or where they think they're going, or what they set up and where they feel they are in life. And it feels slightly self-absorbed. if there's something like a business or something they've had their mindset on, whether it is some sort of adventure or whether they're very much into their work, they could feel that a relationship could divert them from overtaking the world. And they see, yeah, okay. There's like split personalities possibly in the pair of you here, of somebody that yearns for comfort. It's like a fire and a water together, that type of feeling. Somebody that yearns for comfort and equally adventure at the same time. Or they are very driven at the same time. This person has got something rolling in their life where they feel that they're doing something they need to be doing. Then you turn up identifying with that energy because you are that too. The need to settle down, or the need to be, to be sweet and compassionate and calm and lovey and kissy, and also that need to experience life. I feel that this person is going to give you a little bit of the runaround, a little bit of you can join me in this and this, the Son of Wands and the Queen of Wands. But if I feel that you're going to, I don't know, this is very sort of, if I feel that I'm going to get pulled into emotions with then because they got the Death card here and they got the Death card over the Devil, it's like somebody who is driven to get what they want because of a selfish feel here, driven enough to have sex with you, but maybe when it comes to emotions, they may pull into a safe, selfish area. I'll tell you why I'm saying this, because of the feeling I got here initially with the Emperor card and the Hangman. After lots of thought, they're still coming out as in like driven, or that Aries type feeling, and that Capricorn, which is very much yearning to be competent in the outside world. And then you're coming across as being that mix in some way. I'm not saying that you are that, but you have the sweetness and the compassion and the love and the smoothness and the energy that feels like it's pulled back and sitting in a couch. But you've also got the Queen of Wands, which can very much join them on this pushing outwards energy and this like going up Everest energy, or at least experiencing life in a way that you could be dancing on tables and high-fiving at 5 o'clock in the morning. And that you recognise that in each other, and it feels nice, and you've been in contact a couple of times before. But with these cards here with regards to reaching out to them, if you contacted them, I feel that you would get their Wands energy. I feel that you would get the sexy, you would get the being loved up, you will get the enthusiasm. But whether this person with the Death card here and the Death card next to them here, though they feel an attachment, I don't feel that they're in a space to be able to give you the Cups. And that's why this little road is broken, leading to the flame. Actually, I feel that they've got to the flame. You've experienced the flame, or what is it, of fire there, but getting back, actually it's a rod of fire, but getting back, I feel that there's a bit of a trip up here, which I think is probably hoping for more emotionally. So pile number 3, I'm going to leave that there. Take it all with a pinch of salt, and if you've got experiences that perhaps hint towards something I've talked about, then it may be an extra big hint. If you haven't, just adjust it in your mind to make sense for yourself, to make sense of yourself, because that could speak of somebody that is after fun, but also after fulfilling their own desires. So yes, they would be enthusiastic if you contacted them, but you've got to make sure that you're getting from it what makes you happy too. Yeah, I don't know, because I think that you could be two sides of different, the coin, and we're normally 2 or 3 different personalities in one, I think, a lot of the time, depending on our charts. Pile number 3, I'm going to leave you there, whether you were blue or pink, I'm not sure, but thank you for joining me. I'm going to go bye.